Okay, you guys, now that we're still on 1.5, we're going to use the angle addition postulate with algebra to solve for these particular angles. So, don't forget your name, okay, and your date. These examples are showing me that given that LKN, the big angle here, is 145 degrees. That measurement is big, 145. Now it's telling me to find the measure of LKM, this one, and MKN, this one. So using the angle addition postulate, we can write this formula. The measure of LKN is equal to the measure of LKM plus the measure of MKN. That's what the angle addition postulate says we can write. Well, we know this one's 145. And as you can see, these are labeled with X's. So I'm going to replace LKM with 2x plus 10. And then I'm going to replace MKN with 4x minus 3. And now I have an algebra equation that I can solve. These x's are on the same side, so we can combine those. The 10 and the negative 3 we can combine. So our next step will look like 6x plus 7. I'm going to take away 7 from both sides. I'm going to get 6x equals 138. Now x is multiplied by 6, so I have to divide both sides by 6. And I'm going to get x equals, I believe that is 23. Now, even though I got x equals 23, I haven't answered the question. Because remember, the question says we have to find the angles. So you still have another step. You have to take this 23 and you got to plug it in there and there to get the angles. So I'm going to use a little space over here. 2 times 23 plus 10 gives me 46 plus 10, so 56 degrees is angle LKM. And then this one over here, I'm going to do 4 times 23 minus 3. And that's going to give me 80. 92 minus 3, and that'll be 89 degrees for angle MKN. And because I am conscientious and I always like to know when I'm right, I'm going to check to see if 56 plus 89 equals 145. So 6 plus 9 is 15. Carry the 1. And yay, I am correct. Whenever you can check it, do so. That's what a scholar, an excellent student, does. Okay, so now I am given that KLM is a straight angle, and that's all it says. If you don't know the definition, you should look it up. But again, we're going to try to find KLN, and we're going to try to find NLM. So definition of a straight angle means that if I add those two together, they equal 180 degrees. So we'll do the same thing. We'll do 10x minus 5 plus 4x plus 3. And we'll repeat our steps from the last problem. Combine like terms. Whoops. Combine like terms. So I get, let's see, that's 14x and minus 2. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. 14x equals 182. And I want just x. I don't want, I don't know why it keeps giving me a triangle. I want x, not. So what is 182 divided by 14? Let's see. It goes in there 13 times. I should have changed. Okay, so x is 13. And now, again, I have to answer the question being asked. I have to answer, what are these angles? So for KLN, it's going to be 10 times 13 minus 5. So 130 minus 5 will be 125 degrees. That's for measure KLN, angle, measure of the angle. And for the other one, it's going to be 4 times 13 plus 3. And so that's 52 plus 3. That's going to give me 55 for the measure of NLM. Okay. Those are the two I was supposed to find. But just to make sure, again, because I like to be sure, I check to see if 125 plus 55 gives me 180, and it does, so I know I'm correct. And I put a little check there so that I know that I am correct. Okay, so now we're going to talk about bisecting angle. It's the same type of thing, only if you know the word bisect, it means cut in two. Okay, so cut in two. So an angle bisector is a ray that divides an angle into two congruent angles, meaning it cuts it exactly in half. So now that you have that definition, we can use that to draw diagrams and set things equal. So it's saying to me, for an example here, is that QS bisects PQR. If the measure of PQS is 24, draw a diagram and find the measure of PQR. So first, I'm just going to draw a big angle. I'll put P on this side. Q must be in the middle because it is the vertex. I'll put R over here, although they could be smaller. And it's telling me that QS bisects it. So that tells me that this angle is the same as this angle. Remember, we use those single like green lines to show that they are the same. So let's see. It also gave me this information that PQS is 24 degrees. So what does it want me to find? PQR, because if PQS is 24, then SQR is also 24. Then the measure of angle PQR is equal to 48 because you add them together. Ta-da! And you use that because you know it's a bisector. Okay, so this problem is, where did my paper go? Hold on. So this last example here, SQ bisects RST. It's giving me this measurement for RSQ. It's giving me this measurement for QS3. Draw a diagram. So first draw a picture and then find those angles. So I'll put my other picture over here. Doesn't matter how big it is. What matters is that R is on one side, T is on another side, and S must be your vertex. It also says that SQ, well, that's not a very good drawing. Let's make that better. SQ is bisecting it. So we know that these two angles are the same. So now we can label stuff. It says that RSQ, which will be this first one, is 15x plus 43. And it says this other one is QST, 10x minus 18. draw a diagram and find these angles. So, I mean, we don't have any specific numbers, except we do know that they are the same. So if they're the same, we can use an equation. So it's going to be 15x plus 43 equals 10x minus 18. Okay, if they're both the same, then they're equal to each other. So here we go. We just solve it with our algebra. So we're going to take away 10x from both sides. And while we're at it, that's going to leave the 43 needs to go away as well. So I'm going to do this in 2 steps. 15x minus 10x gives me 5x. 43 minus 43 is 0. 10x minus 10x is 0. And negative 18 minus 43 is going to give us negative 61. So I just need to get x by itself, isolate it. So I'm going to divide. I get x equals negative 61 over 5. Obviously, I'm not done because I still don't have the angles. So don't worry about it being a fraction. The fractions are your friends. But now we have to plug this x in to get RSQ. So the measure of RSQ is equal to 15 times what we got for x plus 43. So that's a minus 61 over 5. Okay, this and this cancel 3. Then I'm going to get, let's see, 3 times negative 61 will be negative 183 plus 43. So if 43 of these will cancel with 43 of these, and I'll get negative 140. That doesn't sound right, but let's keep going with the other one. Now the other one, which is QST, is going to be 10 times x minus 18. So these two are also going to cancel. That's a 1, that's a 2. And so we get negative 122 minus 18. So negative 122 minus 18 is actually minus 140. So we got negative 140 for both of these angles. They're equal. That's going to be our answer. Okay, so even if it's weird, as long as you check your work and we know we did and it all worked out, then you're good. Okay, and that's how you can use these to do your problems.